Okay, so I want to talk about 30, 60, 90 triangles. And essentially, given the shorter side, what's the longer side and what's the hypotenuse? Or, given any one side, how can you determine what the longer side is? Or how about this? Given any side, how do you determine what the other two sides are? Okay, so let's leave it at that. So here we have a 30, 60, 90 triangle. And all you can say realistically is it's not clear, you know, assuming the hypotenuse is 1, for example, what's the shortest side and the longer side relative to a hypotenuse of 1? Just not clear. So how do we do it? Well, it's a very simple trick, right? If I sit here with this shape alone, I'm going to struggle, right, to make any progress. So the solution is to take two of these triangles and put them together. When you take two triangles, put them together, and flip it, you get two 30-degree angles. You're going to have a 30 plus 30 is 60. You're going to have an equilateral triangle. You're going to have this. So put two of them together, you get an equilateral triangle, which is great. And once again, looking at it, assuming the hypotenuse is 1, so this would be 1. If it's an equilateral triangle, all the angles are 60 degrees, this would be 1, and this side would be 1. So these are all 1, which is really great. So if these are all 1, this side would be 1/2, and this side would be 1/2 for these two pieces. And if I have a hypotenuse of 1 and a side of 1/2, I can use the Pythagorean theorem to determine the longer side, so x. So we can say x squared plus 1/2 squared equals 1 squared. So x squared plus 1/4, 1 divided by 4. I don't like the way that looks. It's really hard to write on this thing. Equals 1. So x squared equals, 3/4. So x equals the square root of 3 over 2. So beautiful. Given the shorter side, the longer side is going to be square root of 3 times the shortest side, and the hypotenuse is going to be twice the longest side. So the ratios are now defined, right? If this was 1, then we have the following 1/2 square root of 3 over 2. But whatever you make this, instead of making it 1, I could have made it a. And so everything I would have would be in terms of a. We'll just leave it there. I like the 1. That's usually the way it's introduced. That's usually the way it's taught. And then usually we extend to a. But I don't want to, at this point, get it confused with mixing up with the a's. So this is where the 30, 60, 90 triangle rule comes from. And we're going to leave it at that. Thank you for watching.